Introduction to climate change. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, primarily driven by human activities since the Industrial Revolution. The burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas has significantly increased greenhouse gas GHG emissions, particularly carbon dioxide CO2, which is the most abundant GHG. This increase in GHGs acts like a blanket around the Earth, trapping heat and leading to global warming. Current state of greenhouse gas emissions. As of 2025, greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise. Although there has been some progress since the Paris Agreement was signed in 2015. Initially projected to increase by 16% by 2030 based on existing policies. This figure has now been revised down to a projected increase of only 3%. However, even with this reduction, emissions must still decrease by approximately 28% to align with the Paris Agreement's goal of limiting global warming to below 2°C, and by 42% for the more ambitious target of limiting warming to 1.5°C. Impacts on food and water security. Global warming has already reached an increase of about 1°C above pre-industrial levels due to over a century of fossil fuel combustion and unsustainable land use practices. This warming is expected to exacerbate food and water insecurity worldwide. The frequency and intensity of extreme weather events such as heat waves and heavy rainfall are increasing, posing significant risks to human health and ecosystems. These climate-driven challenges are compounded when combined with other adverse events like pandemics or conflicts. Need for accelerated action to effectively address these challenges. Accelerated action is essential within this decade. Keeping global temperature rise below 1.5°C requires deep reductions in greenhouse gas emissions across all sectors. Current projections indicate that emissions should have already begun decreasing significantly. However, they need to be cut nearly in half by 2030 if we are to meet climate targets. The role of the IPCC. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) plays a crucial role in providing scientific information regarding climate change impacts and mitigation strategies. Their sixth assessment report emphasizes that multiple feasible options exist for reducing GHG emissions while adapting to climate change effects. The concept of climate-resilient development integrates adaptation measures with actions aimed at reducing emissions, thereby providing broader benefits such as improved public health through better air quality. Challenges faced by vulnerable communities. The impacts of climate change are not evenly distributed. They disproportionately affect vulnerable communities that often lack resources for adaptation or resilience against climate hazards. Socioeconomic inequalities exacerbate these vulnerabilities, making it critical for policymakers to consider equity in their responses to climate challenges. Conclusion: hope for mitigation. Despite the daunting challenges posed by climate change, there remains hope for mitigating its impacts through immediate action aimed at reducing emissions and investing in sustainable technologies. By transitioning towards renewable energy sources and improving infrastructure related to clean energy production, society can not only combat climate change but also enhance public health outcomes.